Hi, we're going to be taking a look at the latest version of Medieval Dynasty today. So I did a few videos on this some years back, and a lot of things have changed in the game. So any older videos like that are now outdated, so it deserves an update. So let's take a look at the current state of the game. So let's go new game, the Valley, and start game. I'm going to keep all settings at default to start with. Okay, after a loading process, we always spawn in this location here, and we should be getting a message there, starting a new life. Okay, so if we just press the J button here, or you can press the I button, and it opens up this menu. And you go to Journal here, you can also get to here with the J button. It shows you story quests here. It shows you all of your active quests right here, and the yellow exclamation mark tells you which ones are active. So if you have more than one here, you can choose which one you want to activate and do it with the F key. But for now, we've only got this one active quest. It tells us that one active quest. If we go M for map, it tells us where to go to do that quest, and that is to go here. And just going back to Journal, it tells us what we need to do. If we click onto the quest there, we need to go talk to the Castellan. There's like the head guy in the village down there. So we will do that in due course. Don't have to do it straight away. Now, there have been a lot of changes in the game as mentioned. Now, if we just go to escape, one of those, if you see the unstuck key down here, in older versions of the game, just going back to map, if you pressed unstuck, what would happen is you would teleport back to this spawn location. So it meant that wherever you were in the map, you could, for example, if you were based here, for example, and you wanted to get back there quickly, and we were over here, for example, we could press unstuck, teleport to here, and then we were close to home. And that was used extensively, but that has now changed. So if we are over here now and we press unstuck, it just moves you a couple of feet to the left or right. So that no longer works. We don't get the teleport option. There were also a number of quick money-making tricks. Now, early on, you could pick berries, make a lot of money that way. That got nerfed. Then we could spam stone knives. That got nerfed. We could spam spoons. That got nerfed. So basically, there is no quick money-making scheme anymore. But another thing was added to the game, and that is dropped cart locations. So kind of dropped loot locations. One of which, just going back to our spawn point, if you look to your left, one of them is right here. And if you get a cart here, you can pick up, I think it's a hat, copper sickle, and some pieces of rye. But that's not there. I think it's about a 1 in 3 chance of each drop location being there. But what we're going to do on the first day is just run around, and because there's no easy money making anymore, we're going to look at various select drop locations like that, and just see what we find. So we come down here, and the first problem you see on the left-hand bottom left there is that green bar on the outside. That's our stamina bar. So we get out of there. So what I'm doing here is I'm just stopping and picking up some sticks, which allows the stamina bar there to regenerate. Okay, pretty much regenerated. So we come to a fork in the road here, just pressing M again. So we're right here. So we could go straight forward into Gostovia, but what we want to do is head to the right and head down here, because we're looking for some of those drop locations. There's another cart on the left up here, which can or cannot be there. As mentioned, I don't know what the odds are, maybe 1 in 3. This one's not worth very much if it's there. It gives you a few potions, a few other things. Okay, so we're 0 for 2. There is some RNG involved in this. If we're really unlucky, we don't get anything. Okay, so stamina stop, pick up some sticks. And there is a benefit to doing this as well, because if we just go back to I and just open up the main menu here, if you go into skills, then you've got all these skills up here, and obviously if you're doing anything related to this, like extraction, or if you're hunting, or if you're farming, any of these activities will increase the skills here. We haven't done any of those, so that's all 0. But if you look at this one here, survival, we have got a couple of points in this already, and that's because we're picking up sticks. So picking up the sticks does give us some survival expertise or experience, but depends on your playstyle really. If you don't like having to stop and wait for your stamina to come back, there is another option here. If you just press escape, and you just go to customize game. You've got a bunch of options here, some of which we'll look at later as well, one of which is unlimited stamina. If you click this, it asks you to confirm with F, and if you do that, then you don't have to do these stamina stops. So that's another option, but as mentioned, it depends on playstyle. And there is that benefit of stopping every now and then and just getting our survival skill up, which will be useful later on. We will get to use the sticks as well, because once we start building things later on, there is going to be quite a big need for sticks. So a few benefits of doing it this way. Alright, so we come up to this bridge now. Now sometimes you get a cart ahead of you there, which isn't really worth very much, and sometimes you get a couple of bags right here, which can have things in. None of which are greatly valuable, but let's just go to I for inventory. And if you double tap on the weight here, you'll get the heaviest things at the top. I don't want to be carrying those sticks with me for now. I'm just going to drop it. And you get this message inspector mode. So you see left alt gives you inspector mode. And what that does, if I'm pressing and holding the alt button now, it tells us where things are that we might have dropped. So we can always find those sticks very easily. But we're going to head up the river here. Now, on day one, there are things that spawn into the game that will kill you. And they are wolves, boars, and also bandits. So the route we've come here is a safe one, and that we're not going to meet any of those threats. And that's why we came this way. Just going back to map. So we came down here, over to the bridge, and we're now coming up to the river. Where we're headed is a waterfall right there. Now, we could have come this way. Risk there is you have a bandit spawn right here. Now, the bandits that can spawn in tend to differ by number and also what weapons they have. The ones that spawn in here, you can get actually a couple of bandits with crossbows, and they one-shot you. So you don't want to be going anywhere near there. So we'll not do that. Alright, so you come up to this area here, and what you're really hoping for, as mentioned, no guarantees, but you're really hoping for either a camp here, or, oh, got both, wow. I'm not sure I've seen this before, where we get both. Because very often it's one or the other, or you get neither, in which case, yeah, that's a disaster. But anyway, kind of surprised getting both, but I guess if both of them are 1 in 3, this is a 1 in 9 chance of happening. But anyway, just looking at this one here, you get this thing called Malvasia here, and you always get the same thing here. Just going to I, you look at the value of that, you get a price of 1,000, that's enormous. Now, we don't get that 1,000 if we sell it. We actually only get about, well, actually, we get exactly half of that, so we get 500 coins out of there. But we also get an iron knife, which is going to be useful. And we can open this, and it gives us some mead. Now, sometimes it gives you more than one. Okay, we only got one today, but that also has a decent sell price. So that's another 105 there once we go to sell it. Now to pick things up, you just press F. So what else? Now this is harder to see, but there are some boots in here. So noble boots. So we're going to take those two. Now if we just look at the value of those, just go into the clothing item here. So that's also worth over 1,000, which means we get over 500 coins for selling those. So just this this cart here is probably the most valuable one that you can get, because that's just given us 1,000 coins. But we've also got this one as well, which yeah, this is ridiculously lucky. But anyway, so anyway, it gives us a torch, also a bronze axe. Now I'm not going to pick up the firewood because that's heavy and it's not really worth anything. But here's what it always gives you: a recurved bow. And that's nice. It also gives you these things here. Bronze arrow. I don't remember seeing those before. This isn't guaranteed. So you can either tap F and decide to pick up the last key, use the mouse key, or you can tap F and then go D key and E key, A key brings it back. Or easiest way is just press and hold F, brings the whole stack over. So that's just a tap F because there's no stack. Press and hold F. So a bunch of arrows there, stone arrows, bronze arrows, and stone arrows. So rots, yeah, I'm going to leave that because it's not really worth it. Alright, now another thing easy to miss here is you've got some iron arrows. So we're going to pick these up. So we've got a bunch of arrows. We've got a bow and a bunch of arrows. And let's pick up this bucket here because we might have use for that later. So I don't think there's anything more here. But yeah, getting both, that's ridiculously lucky. But the other thing you want to do is come over the water here. There is also another potential spawn on this rock here. Alright, so this one isn't here, but sometimes you can get a pickaxe here and a bunch of, actually, well, exactly 3 ore items there, which again is worth coins. So we're going to come up here and we're going to get a message here that this is the boar spawn area. There you go, discovered animal spot boar, top left there. So if we just go M again. Now this is the main menu, so you see these 2 arrow keys, one on the left, one on the right. If you tap the one on the left, then this is all the places that we've been to, which tells us where animal locations have been discovered. And we can see that boars are there. They will attack us on sight. I've never been attacked here because I don't think they come this close, but if we walked over there we would get attacked. There's also a bandit, that bandit spawn potentially right there. We want to avoid that. Again, I don't know the probabilities of the bandit spawns, maybe 1 in 3 again, just like these things. This isn't worth much here, it's always here. Wooden shovel, we'll pick it up, sell it anyway. This chest always gives you a couple of 100 coins, not always this amount, but press and hold F, whole stack. And a potion temperature, which we will also sell. Alright, so let's go. Okay, so we are in really good shape because both of those spawns was there. If you don't get either of them, I guess you could always sort of stick to the river so that we don't run into any nasties. Yeah, if neither of them are there, you could always just restart the game, I guess, or just carry on, but it gives you quite a few limitations. Firstly, if you don't pick up that bow, you have to make one. That's actually not that difficult. And we'll probably do that overnight anyway. Do I want to pick up those sticks? Just press Alt, see where they are. They're there, okay. Yeah, we're not overweight, because if we were, you would get that big circle in the bottom left there. You would get a smaller circle to the right of that telling you that we were overweight. Okay, stamina issues. There is another package on the beach down there. I'm not going to bother with it because it only gives you, it never gives you anything valuable. As mentioned, we're only going for select ones. Okay, let's just go for a quick stamina stock. If we get overweight, I'll just drop the sticks somewhere convenient. Okay, so just going back to map, we just went up the river here to the waterfall, we came back the river, and then we just went along the path, and we're heading straight into Kostovia. So we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to steal some stuff. So first thing you could do is, okay, there's somebody in that house, but if there's nobody in the house, you could, for example, if you steal and you're seen, you lose Dynasty points. There's nothing in here, but there's nothing really valuable in the houses to go for. So I'm not going to bother. There is some, shovel here. That's not really worth anything. It's certainly not worth stealing. You do get a knife here, but it's always poor quality. Yeah, 16%. It's not worth stealing and losing Dynasty points for that. So I'm just going to drop the sticks here. Just go I for infantry. If you want to adjust for weight, double tap here. Sticks the heaviest stuff on the top. And just press and hold X, and it drops the whole stack. Now this is weight 4. I think we're okay for weight. Pick those sticks up later. So you want the place with the ducks here. And you can either go that way around or you can jump over here. So there's never, well, I say never. There was a kid back here at one time, but there's nobody to see you back here, so you can pick up all of these items. So first things you want is, you got a bronze axe there. So you see we didn't lose any Dynasty points for stealing that. because there's just nobody back here to see us. So you've got the bronze axe there, you've got a couple of items there, you've got these two items, sorry, that bucket there, but you've got these two items here. You've got a bronze hoe and you've also got a bronze shovel, all of which are worth, just go to inventory again. Oh, we got overload. Okay, so that tells us we got weight problems. Right, if you just look at what we've been stealing here, firstly, you've got this bucket of water, you've got this bronze axe. Anything you steal from a village, you cannot sell in that village. You have to go to a different village to sell it, and we will do that. But for now, that's what we've got on us. And the things that we've just been picking up, you can see they're quite valuable. We'll sell the bronze hoe, but as mentioned, we'll have to go to a different village. There are two other things here. You've got some boots, and you've also got some trousers with cuffs. Now, the trousers, we are actually going to put those on, because if you look at the stats, just go to clothing, the clothing icon here first. We're currently wearing just some regular trousers. Now you look at the temperature protection that gives you 2% heat protection, 4% cold. Trousers with cuffs gives you 3 and 6. So we've got an improvement there. So just press F to equip those. Done. And that means we can sell our trousers, and you get a bit of coin for that, which is nice. Now we're wearing simple shoes currently, so if you look at that, +2, +8, boots, 0 and +5, so that's actually worse. So we're going to sell the boots in the other village. The noble boots, that gives us good cold protection, but they're valuable. So I think I'm going to sell those, because we could actually find, it's only really, the cold protection is only really needed in the winter, and that's 2 seasons away. By then we'll be able to find some fur boots. So we can sell the nobles. Alright, so we'll do that. Alright, so let's go sell some stuff off, because, okay, if you look in the bottom left there, you do have that weight icon just to the right of the big circle. That's telling us we're overweight. Okay, so I'm gonna do, I wanna get a small field going here, and to do that you need a few things. So I'm gonna sell via this guy. Now I'm gonna go for a small 4x4 field in the first season, so you're gonna need 16 fertilizer for that. So let's go there. So F1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So let's buy that, and you can't plant every seed every season, but the one that you can plant in the spring is flax. So I'm going to go for 16 of these. See if we can afford this first. Yeah, okay, we can just afford it, but we've got all these things that we can sell. I'm going to sell off the apples, don't really want those. Can't sell these boots. If you try, it tells you the trader won't accept the stolen item. So we can sell that in the other village, but not here. We want to keep the arrows. I want to keep 1 bronze axe. This is 90%. I can sell this one, okay. Because we're going to be doing a lot of tree cutting later. So that axe is going to be very useful. Bronze hoe, we can do without that, but we can't sell it because we stole it in this village. The buckets, I actually want to keep. They're not really worth selling. Yeah, buckets just aren't worth very much. Dried meat, I'm actually going to sell this off because it's probably, yeah, you get 80 coin for it. It weighs a bit. We don't need it. So there's our fertilizer and the flax that we just bought. We want to keep the arrows. We want to keep the knife. Cudgel, it's a weapon, but we've got the bow, so I'm going to get rid of that. Malvasia, yeah, we definitely want to sell that for 500. Mead, definitely sell it. Oat roll we're going to keep to eat. Noble boots we're going to sell. So we're already up to quite a bit of coin here. Potion of temperature, don't need that. Simple shoes we're keeping on. Stone arrow we're going to keep for now. So we're wearing the trousers with cuffs, remember, which means we can sell the trousers. Oh, not enough coin, okay. Alright, so yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 traders in this village, and they restock every season. But here's the second one. So show me your wares. So we did have a couple of other things to get rid of. Let's get rid of the wooden shovel. We'll make another one if we need it. Let's get rid of the trousers. Torch we're going to keep, and we'll keep the arrows. Okay. If we had any ores on us, we would sell those too, because they're easy to get later on in the game, and we don't particularly need them. So we've got 1732. So one of the problems, in fact the problem that we want to deal with today, is that we've got a weight limit of 35 kilograms here. We want to increase this. In fact, we can increase it to, I think, a 65. But we have to go and buy a backpack and a pouch. And that's going to cost us 1,800. So that's really the goal on the first day, 1,800 or more. And once we go to the other village and we start selling some of this stuff, we'll have that. So let's do that. Okay, other village. Now, you've got a bridge over there. This is another change in the game, actually. You've got these cart drivers here. So this wasn't here a couple of years ago, but you can say, I need a ride, and you can go to any of the villages on the map here. And it costs a bit of coin, of course, as we can see. But anyway, there's the bridge there. We're actually going to build on that side of the bridge, but not right now. We'll do that later today. So we're going to run through the river here. So we're a bit slow here, but if you just press I and just open up your stats, you've got this kind of dirtiness meter at the bottom here. Now this would have been above 0, I think, but if you just go into deep water, it cleans you. So this is just one way of dealing with it. Later on in the game you can do things like build wash tubs and wash yourself that way, but it's easy just to run into water. Another thing you can do is, while you're here, press and hold E and you can drink. You see that blue bar on the right hand side of the circle in the bottom left there? That just regenerated our, or restocked our waters up to full. And there's no purification need here. All the water in the game is drinkable from source. Alright, I actually don't need to be doing this because stamina's good. So we're now in another village. Now this means that we can sell off the stolen stuff that we stole from over there. So let's do that.
It's nice to meet you.
So show me your wares. So let's sell the boots. Bronze axe, I want to keep that because we're going to be cutting down a lot of trees later. Bronze hoe, don't need that because we can make a wooden one and get by with that for now. That's worth a bit of coin. Bronze shovel, don't need that because we can make a wooden one and get by with that because it's not a huge need for those two items. The buckets, get rid of the clay bottle, we don't need that. Tempted to keep the buckets. I'm going to sell that one because we don't need that one. 2 is good enough. We might need those later on. Maybe, maybe not. Now, there are some things we could steal in this village. I'm not going to bother because it's not really worth that much. What you want to do is just come up here. So just going in I for inventory. We've now got our 1800, which was our goal. So I'm actually going to spend some money for a quick. We could, where we want to go, if you just look at the map here, is we want to go up to here. Now we could run over there, and usually you don't run into trouble, but we can avoid any possibility of running into trouble just by going this way. It only costs us 90, so let's do that. Let's go there. And we are transported into this place called Baranica, if we look at the map. But these two are named pretty similarly. That's Baranica, that's Baranica, without the A. But anyway, let's go in here. Now what we want to do here, this thing here, if we could steal it, it's worth a bit of coin. Do we need to? Let's go I for inventory. Because it's always a bit of a pain. What you can do is go, can you move a little? Which is, get out of his way. Can you move a little? He's not moving. Oh, thank you. And then you can kind of push him this way. If you get in his way, can you move a little? Nope, not that way. But it's really quite awkward trying to steal this without being seen. Now in theory we should be able, you can go crouch here. Can we get away with it? Yes we did, alright. I'm not going to steal the rest because it's just awkward. Even if you don't think they can see you there, sometimes they can. Because this linen thread in particular could be quite valuable. In fact, if we didn't find the bow, we would have to make a bow. And to make a bow, you would need linen thread. So that's why it could be worth, if we didn't have that recurve bow that we found, it could be worth coming back here at night time. Because we don't want to lose dynasty points. If you just go to I again, actually it's management. There's our dynasty reputation. It's currently 0. Now we want to be hiring some people as soon as possible in the game, basically. And to hire somebody, you need 100 dynasty rep. Now, if you get caught stealing anything, you instantly get minus dynasty reputation. So we don't want to do that. Still haven't spoken to the Castellan. You can do that anytime you want. I'm just going to come up here. There are 2 traders. There's a guy in a hut down there. And you've got this person here. Just going to go over here just to see if there's a bandit spawn point here. Okay, and it's about 1 in 3. They're not there today, but if you're chasing bandits at some point in the game, then there's a bandit spawn point there. Do those guys have... Yeah, I think those guys do have a crossbow. As mentioned, they can one-shot you. So on the map, anyway, we just came out of Baranica, and we're heading to Baranica, which sounds very similar. So you see the direction we're headed here, basically due, well, west-southwest. And there's the other village right there, pretty close. But if you look to your right here, this bucket here isn't always there. It's another one of those random spawns. So it gives you a stone pickaxe, not worth much. Tin ore, yeah, we can sell it. It's not worth much. Again, iron ore worth a little bit. This one is sometimes difficult to pick up. In fact, I think there was one time I was just unable to get that one. Now, if you want to go, if you just go to I for inventory, and we did just pick up a stone pickaxe. So if I wanted to, let's see, that's in our 4 slot already. So if I press 4, if you want to get some more ores to sell, the one you want to get is tin. Tin's more valuable than copper. But anyway, we're not going to do that. It's really not worth very much. It takes time. But just going back to our skills, it would increase our extraction skill here, which is currently 0. And that's one way to get your extraction up, either by cutting down trees or mining. But we're going to be cutting down a lot of trees later in the day. So a couple of things you want to do once you get to this place here. Let's jump over there. First thing is you're never seen stealing this flat straw hat there, so let's do that. There's just nobody looking this way to see you, because that's, if you just look at the stats, go into the clothing icon here again. So the trousers with cuffs, that gives us 6% cold protection, 3% heat, but the flat straw hat here gives you a massive heat protection. Now we're going to be seeing summer before we see winter, and that's going to be useful. It gives us a lot of heat protection. Alright, so we want to speak to this person here. Now again, if you stand over here, there's nobody to see you steal from here. And there's some of the linen fabric. So press and hold F brings that over. Linen thread, wool fabric, done. And we didn't lose any dynasty rep for doing that because there was nobody there to see us. But this is the woman we want to speak to. So as mentioned, we do have this problem if we just go I for inventory. We got this 35 kilogram limit. But she will sell us a couple of things here for a total of 800 coins. One of which here is the large pouch, so we want that. So F asks us how many we want. We only want 1, of course, so F again. We also want to buy a simple large backpack, so F. Okay, she's only got 1, but we'll go F. I think she always has at least 1 of these items. I've never seen her not have these items. But anyway, there we are. Now we did pick up this coverlet, which we successfully stole, so let's sell that to her, because we're now in a different village, so we can do that. Oh, slight discontinuity there. So let's just get back to where we were. Is there anything more we want to sell firstly? No, no, no. Want to keep the buckets, want to keep the fertilizer. Could have actually dropped this back where we... No. We're good. Want to keep the linen fabric. Yeah, if we didn't have that bow, we would be wanting to make a bow. And this would be valuable. The linen fabric here that we just stole. But we did find the bow. So we're good there, and we've got what we wanted here to increase our... Alright, so anyway, let's just open up our inventory here, and let's just go press on this and press F. Alright, so that increased our weight limit from 35 to 45. Let's do the same with the simple large backpack, and that will now go up to 65. There we go. So now we've got a lot more capacity. And that's the maximum in the game, which was really our goal on the first day. Alright, so let's get back to Gostovia. I'm going to take... You got a choice here. You can either take the cart. Now this guy's going to take... He's going to charge us 150. Or you can... Let's do this. Let's just run over to the previous village. Alright, coming back into the other village. The reason we came back here is... let's just have a quick stamina stop. So, new level survival. So, that was from picking up all the sticks. So, let's deal with that straight away. So, because we got a skill up here, it tells us that we got some points to spend. So, if you go into skills, it tells you with the yellow star there, where, that's survival. And we have 1 point to spend. Now, spending the points, you can only spend it on a tier 1. And once you've spent at least 1 point on a tier 1, then it gives you access to the tier 2s. And once you've spent at least 1 point on a tier 2, you've got access to the tier 3s, etc. So that's the way that works. So we've got to pick one of these three here. Now I always like to pick this one just because it gives us 5% more experience gained from survival activities. So that helps us skill up faster. So I'm just going to press F. Are you sure you want to spend your skill point? Yes. Okay, so we've now got 1 point in there. By the end of tonight, well, by tomorrow morning, this will actually be up to, we'll have another 3 points to spend in this. Anyway, we'll get to that later. For now, we just want to get back to Gostovia because we want to speak to the Castellan, which we neglected to do before. So one of the reasons for coming over here, remember, it was 150 back to Gostovia. This guy gives it to you for free from here. So let's take the free ride. So it took a little bit of time to run over, but saved 150 coin there. Alright, so we got our weight sorted out. Let's just go deal with the Castellan here. Oops, sorry about that. Now, we go through quite a lengthy conversation with the Castellan. So basically, he just basically says, here he is here. He basically says he knew our uncle, but our uncle died 3 years ago, and we can build anywhere we like. So we have to speak to him to get building permission. But that's all this conversation does. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward through it all. Alright, done. So quest completed, starting a new life. So if you just go to J here. Okay, so now this one is active here. It tells us pick up 10 sticks, which we've done, and pick up some stones. Okay, so let's go and just click all those things off. Chapter 1, a new beginning. So just go back to J again. Oh, alright. So it was just a slow message there. Alright, we're going to need some sticks. Let's just pick some. Actually, yeah, I'm going to drop the buckets and everything once we get over there. So I'm going to build on the edge of that bridge. So if you look at the recommendations, it says pick somewhere flat. This isn't that flat, but it's big enough to build a sizable community on. In fact, I've got a city built here, starting in this location with 127 people on. So there's, well, yeah, there's enough room, basically. So we can drop things on the floor, no problem, because they do not despawn. So sticks are quite heavy. I'm going to drop the fertilizer for now. So XEF will drop all of them. Tin ore, we should have sold that actually. I forgot to, but that's not a problem. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to start building here. So we need a couple of stones. Let's just tick off that little thing. There's usually a bunch of stones here. Alright. So back to J. What's it want us to do now? Okay, build a stone axe. So we actually don't need to do this. If we didn't find an axe, we would need to do this. Chop down the trees. But to do that, you just press Q. And you want to look for handcrafting here. And it's going to give you stone axe here. Now we just dropped all our sticks, so we need to pick those back up. Oh, H. I accidentally pressed H for the HUD. So we just got a message there to sleep. You do not need to sleep in this game, so we can work all night. The only problem with the video here is it gets dark. So what I'll do is work through the night, tell you what I'm going to do. But anyway, let's just go back to Q, which opens up the crafting wheel. Just go to handcrafting, and there's our stone axe. And that's going to tick off that stone axe requirement in the top right. So let's do that. Alright, so wooden hammer is another requirement, but for that we need a log. And for that we need to cut some trees down. So it says cut 3 trees down and get 32 straw. Okay, so let's do that. Now, I did mention the option if you go to customize game before, where what you can do is, as well as click on unlimited stamina if you don't like that restriction, you can also click on unlimited carry weight, which would I guess remove the need to do what we did today, which is to go and get that pouch in the backpack. But it's something you might want to temporarily switch on and off depending on your activity. So for example, overnight, what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to equip our bronze axe here. So I kept this for this reason. So I just put that in the 2 slot. Okay, tree cutting. Okay, so this cuts down trees much faster than the stone axe that we just built. And it's one of those games where a tree falling on you will hurt you and potentially kill you. So when you see the tree falling, get out of its way. So each tree gives you a different number of logs. Spruce trees gives you 3 logs. As you see, we chop it down, give it another 2 hits, and then it splits into logs. Now maples gives you 4 logs. So they're more valuable trees. Again, make sure it doesn't fall on you. 2 hits, breaks into logs, and then this is the 3rd tree that we need to cut down for that requirement in the top right there. Okay, and then it says make a wooden hammer, which you need a log for, so you had to cut the trees down first to do that. Again, let's just pick up all the logs we cut down. We should be getting weight problems soonish. So what we're going to do overnight is we're going to keep cutting down logs, and we're going to start using them. So you can press and hold X here, which drops the whole stack for logs and sticks. So that way you can just keep running around, and as soon as you start to get overweight, just come back here, grab the logs, etc. But we're going to build our first house right here. And to do that, we're going to have to make a hammer first. Oops, I just dropped the logs. Alright, let's pick these back up and make these things first. So Q, go to handcrafting, and we want a wooden hammer. So let's make that. Okay, done. So if we just go to our inventory, this is the tools and weapons icon here. So just reduces the inventory to those items. I'm actually gonna drop the buckets here. We don't want that for now. Stone axe. I want the bronze axe basically. I can actually drop that, pick it up later. Okay, so let's equip the wooden hammer anyway. I've currently got the knife there in the 1 slot, so I'm just going to press 1 here. Okay, so that puts the hammer in our 1 slot. So 1 equips the hammer. Select build mode. Okay, so Q, go into buildings, and we want to build a house. And we've only got 1 option right now. Later on in the game we go for a better house, but for now it's this one. So you're looking for green, because green means that we can build there, red means we can't, green, boom, done. Alright, so we have the logs and the sticks on us. So you come up to here and it says you need 8 logs. So left mouse click, it adds one at a time. So it's quite a slow process getting the building going. And then we can do the same here. So let's just quickly grab a couple more logs back in a moment. So as you can see, it adds 1 item per hit. Then it puts us in this situation where each panel, you can see the default there. You've got a solid wall, window, solid wall, window, door. So there are all the defaults. If you look at any wall, what you can do is just tap E. And it asks you if you want to keep this. So it says, do you want this to be a window? Well, it is a window currently, but do you want this to be a solid wall, or do you want this wall to be a doorway? So you can actually choose what you want. Now it's currently a window. Let's keep it on window. And then it says what material do you want us to build this with. We don't need to upgrade from the cheapest at this stage of the game, so we're just going to keep it at the default, which is a wattle wall with a window. So we can just get out of that actually, and we can just start to add things. So this is another playstyle choice you need to face here. If you just go to, you can see it adds 1 item at a time. If you just go back to customize game and you go into fast building, then you go escape, F to confirm. So now it adds everything with 1 hit. Well, rather everything that we've got on us with 1 hit. So you don't have to, you see this requires 8 sticks. Previously this would take 8 hits. So again, that is a playstyle choice, where if you don't want to be whacking away all night, then that's something you can do. Alright, but anyway, we did want to, it's getting dark, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do overnight. So I'm going to go Q again, I'm going to go on buildings, and I'm going to go farming, and I'm going to go to fields. Okay, so what you want to do is, this is where you start your farm block. I can't start there because I want to go for this way, and it would run into the road. So alright, we'll deal with that later. I think it's about here. I want to go 4x4. So let's just try 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4x4. And left mouse click. Okay, so that's our field. Right there. Now, if you go I for inventory and you go into management, then this middle icon here is your fields, and it shows us the field that we just built. You can double click on that. Oh, I only did a 3x4. Okay. Alright, we'll get by with 3x4. So this is just for example anyway. Slight mistake. But anyway, what we want to do is, I've got the logs and these sticks on us. So let's go Q, handcrafting. I want a wooden hoe, so I actually got to get some more logs. So back in a second. Okay, so we're back with the log. It's getting dark, so I'm going to close this out soon. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do overnight. Right, so first thing is we're going to go Q, and we're going to go handcrafting, and I'm going to make a wooden hoe. So that's now done. So go back to our inventory, tools, etc. That icon there. So I'm going to equip this in, it doesn't matter which one, I'm going to equip that in our 8 slot. Done. So I'm going to equip it there 8. So what we have to do on each of our 12 squares is do that. So basically grub it up, as they say. So I'll do that overnight. What else am I going to do? I'm going to cut down a lot of trees. I'm going to pick up a lot of sticks. I'm going to finish this house. But to do that, I'm also going to want to be picking up straw. So what you do is you come down to the river here, and you pick up these reeds. Now this also gets our survival skill. It's getting dark here, but we're going to be closing this out in a second. So overnight, I'm probably going to go for about 150 of these. We only need to pick up 32 if you look at the top right there, and that's enough to make our house. But what I want to do, and what I'm going to do overnight, and you probably want to do this if you didn't find a bow on day one, and that is if you just go to technology. Now currently we don't have enough technology to build anything, but also if you go to management, we're limited to 1 building. But as soon as we finish our house there, that's going to increase to 5. And it'll give us the option to build a couple more things. So what I'm going to do overnight is I'm going to pick up a lot of straw. I'm going to finish grubbing up that field. And I'm also going to build a, if you just go to technology, I'm also going to build, I don't need to do this because I have a bow and arrows, but if I did not find those arrows and that bow, I would be needing or wanting to build this hunting lodge. I'm going to build it anyway, just to show that it can be done on day 1 and ready for the second morning, because that would allow us to actually make a bow. Because to make a bow, we would actually, it doesn't tell us what's required here, but this is where we would need some linen thread, and we did pick that up, remember, we stole some. But this would allow us to make a bow and also a bunch of stone arrows, which would enable us to go hunting on day 2. Now we can do that because we found that recurve bow, but if we didn't do that, you'd be looking to make this. We don't currently have the technology to make it though, but if we pick up about 150 straw, this will be unlocked because it's under survival. And picking up the straw bit gives us a lot of survival tech. So that's something that we will have ready for on the morning of day 2. So I'll come back in the morning of day 2. What we will see is that we'll have a few more survival points. This will be finished. Our field will be grubbed up, and also we'll have a hunting lodge in place. So anyway, thanks for watching this one. I hope to see you on the morning of day 2, and we'll take it from there. I'll probably keep the series going for about 12 days, so we'll cover the first year, first 4 seasons. And then I'll jump forward 30 odd years and just show you where everything ends up, starting this way. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye.